So, to be closer to them and be part of their lives.
To be closer to my children and to be part of their lives, their everyday lives. I made the choice to take a break from work, which is my passion, my career. I'm a hairstylist, and was opening a business. It happened about 2.5 years ago, and it's been going great ever since with my business partner. And I decided to kind of withdraw from that a little bit and put the focus on the children.
You closed your salon.
Close the salon, yes.
Go ahead and just give me that.
We recently closed the doors to the salon of our third location.
And you moved into your mom's home.
And I moved into my mom's home. I moved back home, and that was tough. That was not an easy thing, but I made the choice to do that so I could be here and be present for them.
You stay in the attic?
I stay upstairs in the attic. It's a halfway finished loft, and it allows me to have some of my own space and have some sanctuary as far as being in the midst of the chaos all the time. And
even though you're right there in the house, does your mom still need to monitor everything that you do?
She does. She still needs to monitor
They won't hear what I say. So even though I'm still there in the house.
Even though I'm still here in the house now, presently, she still feels it necessary to monitor every single move I make. I don't have the authority to remove the children from the home, even if it's going to the park down the street. She doesn't trust me alone with my children, and she feels as though, even though it's not court ordered, she feels as though it needs to be supervised and monitored. Our interactions, our conversations. If I try to read books with my daughter, she gets upset with that and doesn't let the children come up into the room that I stay in, which is directly upstairs from their bedrooms. So it causes a lot of attention, for sure.
You can't even take the kids out of the house to go to the park.
I can't take the kids out of the house to go to the park, to go anywhere outside of this property.
Your mom won't.
My mom won't let me.
You tried to read a daily devotional children's book with your daughter.
I try to read a daily devotional book with my daughter to give her a foundation of faith, which has saved my life. And I learn and read every day, watch videos, learning the scripture, learning the word, and applying it. And I try to teach it to my daughter. And an incident happened just the other day when I told her I wanted to share that daily reading with her. And she absolutely shut it down immediately and said, even though you're going to do those stupid readings, you're not going to do it with your daughter. To try to teach her about Jesus. And that to me is heart-wrenching.
Your mom won't let you do it?
Nope, she won't let me do it.
Unless she can monitor.
Unless she can monitor. And even if it was something that could be monitored, she doesn't want her having any part of it. She doesn't want her to broaden her, expand her mind of thinking. And I used to have a schedule with both of my children where I would take them to church consistently. I had been a member of a church since before I conceived my son, and he's 11 now. So we used to go all the time, and they have a really wonderful children's church there, and she put an end to that, absolutely.
From what I witnessed, I don't think your mom reads to the kids at all.
My mom does not read to the kids. She's not a spiritual person, so she most certainly doesn't read anything spiritual based.
I don't think she reads anything.
I don't think she reads at all, maybe an occasional bedtime story, but other than that, she doesn't spend that intimate time with them. It's more of just kind of give them what they need for a peace at any cost type of situation, just to keep it quiet.
Does she even put blocks on your phone so your kids can't get your calls?
She has done that in the past where she's putting...
They'll hear what that is. So
She has put blocks on the phone, on my children's phone, which my business partner and I have my son on our plan. We had that for quite some time, and we were paying the bill. So she had put blocks to interrupt our interactions because I had blocked her from disturbing me. During my daily work, I would be servicing 10 or 12 people a day, double booked, triple booked, and be full of grace and on a roll and doing real well with my spirit, keeping it uplifted, interacting with people. And her derogatory manner and belittling words that she would say to me would absolutely just devastate me and tear my spirit apart, which would ruin my day. So it was a decision that my business partner and I had made, considering it was a business line, to block her. And it wasn't a constant thing. It was on an occasional basis when she got overbearing.
But it's a little bit different to block a mom from her young children.
It is a little bit different to block a mother from communicating with her children. And something that she also did when the blocks were removed was directly text me from their phone as if it were them speaking
Oh, to deceive you.
to deceive me.
How over the top is this?
Over the top, I mean, the highest mountain that you can reach or see,
It's ridiculous.
it's beyond over the top. I feel as though she has a lack of control emotionally in her own life, therefore causing the interference with every relationship I've ever had, whether it's personal, professional, intimate. I mean, she has to be central to whatever relationship it is, and it's extremely overbearing, and it's
ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. It has ruined several relationships personally. She's interfered professionally with landlords and things of that nature, and it's just unacceptable.
A couple of real quick ones just to wrap up that whole section we've been talking about. Your mom won't communicate any information to you or let you actively participate in planning your kids' lives.
My mother will not let me actively participate in my children's lives, daily lives, activities, whether it be doctors, the schools, principals. There recently was an occasion with my son. It had affected his behavior in school, and there was an incident, and I was not living in the home at that time, so I contacted her and asked her, please give permission to the principal so that I may just call. I wasn't trying to do anything more than to find out what happened and get to the bottom of that issue. And she said, absolutely not happening, you can go through me. And then when I try to go through her and try to get the real factual information as to what happened, it's always just diverted, and she's very emotionally charged and needs to have that control. When it comes to the doctors, there was...
And maybe just give me a real short, because we'll just do a short thing. Of course, you'll get to talk at much greater length on stage, if not your film, but give me just a quick list of all the things that she doesn't communicate, like the kids have school, doctor's appointments, camp. You're not allowed to be any part of it.
I'm not allowed to be an active role in my children's lives as far as doctor's appointments, camp, school meetings, extracurricular activities. But what would be of the highest priority to mention is that my daughter, the end of December this last year, so she had just turned 7 now, 2 weeks ago, but she was 6 at the time. She had to go emergency surgery on her ovary, and
I heard about this, and we are going to talk about that a little bit more later. But
okay.
So these will just be a bunch of real short
Yep.
ones. But you're not allowed to be a part of anything.
I'm not allowed to be a part of anything
You
interacting
can't-
with doctors.
You can't call the school.
I can't call the school, I'm not allowed to pick them up from school. I'm blocked from the pickup list, from the daycare, from both of their schools. Right now they attend different schools, which are right next door to each other, which are in walking distance
You
from
don't
the
have
home.
any, you don't have
And I
any.
have zero access. Access has been denied.
Your mom feels like she doesn't need to consult with you about any decisions made on the case.
My mom feels like she does not have to consult with me regarding any decisions in the children's lives.
Even critical health issues?
Even critical health issues.
You can't have information about doctors or anything?
I can't have information regarding their doctors. She makes it very secretive, as if it's her role and responsibility to do so, even when I ask for that position.
So even if you call the doctor's office and verify your identity as the children's mother?
If I call the doctor's office and verify my identity as the children's mother, I'm denied access completely.
Because they've been told that?
Because they've been told that they're in her custody and care, and that I'm not allowed to be permitted.
When they're gone and you just have to sit around wondering, where are they?
When I'm gone and I have to sit around wondering where they are, if I'm out of the house or in the house, I wonder. She takes them out of the house, whether it be to a grocery store or to go out shopping, whatever the case may be. But yet, as a result of that, I, as a 33-year-old woman, independent woman, have to consult with her and let her know every time I step out just to run down the street to the store.
Because of the way that she's always hovering over you, has it gotten to the point that you'd rather not spend time with them because you don't want the stress of her constantly getting in the way?
Because of my mother's hovering and overbearing circumstances and the tension that it causes between us, I actually made the choice to remove myself from the house during the time that we were in business, operating business, for the emotional well-being of everybody involved. It was the ultimate sacrifice I felt as a mother to remove myself, but it was a selfless thing that I did, in my opinion, my humble opinion, because they're just, they're everything to me. And so that being said, I don't wanna cause them more conflict and more tension, more confusion.
There's no question in your mind that you'd be doing a better job if you were able to parent children the way you want.
If I was able to parent the children the way that I want to, I am absolutely confident, my faith is 100% in God, that I would be able to do a better job. And it's always some sick competition with her as to who can do a better job or whose place it is and what role. You know, I just want to coexist. I want to co-parent with her and be able to communicate on a level that allows me to do that.
Well, your mom says she provides clothing and food, but there's no more to being a mom.
My mother says that she provides all their clothing and all their food and, you know, takes them to their daily activities. As far as I'm concerned, from what I've learned over the past several years in recovery, there is far more to being a mother than just providing their physical basic needs. They need emotional support.
How completely fed up are you with this?
I am completely over the top fed up with these conditions, with these circumstances. My past has haunted me in life. No matter where I go, I get judged, I get criticized just on a daily basis of having a record of substance abuse and having that problem. But to have the lack of understanding and the constant confusion where she just doesn't even want to take the time to know who I am and who I've become throughout this process.
Yeah. Do you feel like your mom will ever give you custody of the children?
You know, I don't feel as though my mother will ever relinquish her custodial rights at this point. This is why I've reached out for such urgent, immediate help from Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
I feel as though we've exhausted all resources on a state level. As far as therapists are concerned, doctors are concerned, there's been no mediation through the courts that have been successful. And even though I've provided solidifying documentation proving and evidence proving from doctors and therapists, in clients, in business relationships, personal relationships, and friends have all supported me in my journey. And I just feel as though she will never be understanding and be willing to work on a goal. And that's really my focus here, is to come up with a solid plan as to reunification with my children.
Before we move on to